Let's see if this one works. Yay, I got it. I don't know why the first one didn't work. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, you're both still here. You guys ready to see some things from on stage? Some sneak peeks? I've got some. Did you guys have snow this morning? They were showing on the weather down here. Hi, Jenny. That there was all kinds of snow back in Maryland. I can't believe it. Hi, Nancy. Wow, you guys are all popping in. Yay. Hi, Pam. Oh, Pam, I'm so sorry we couldn't catch up on stage. It just didn't work out. You know, our lines were constantly being crossed. I looked for you several times and couldn't find you. I have to tell you, I have a horrible cold. Typical when you fly. So, hi, Myra. So, if I start coughing or I disappear because I got to blow my nose, you'll know why. I'm on the downside of it, so hopefully it'll be better with that. But I thought it would be fun to share with you some sneak peeks, and I am actually going to use a set and paper that will be in the Occasions catalog. Hi, Barb. Most rain. All right. Well, the news said it sounded like all of Maryland got all of this snow. Oh, thanks, Pam. Yeah, all of my friends went back to snow, but me. I was so glad it wasn't snowing here. It's like I love the snow, but I'm not ready for the cold yet. I know I've gotten spoiled just being here a couple of months, but it's so great. So I thought what I would do is share with you some sneak peeks from on stage so you get to see some things. Let me see if I can tap this and make this bigger. Okay, yeah, now I can see everything. All right, I'm going to flip the phone down, and hopefully this will work. And we'll get started with, yeah, I agree. What happened to fall? We'll get started with some sneak peeks. Let's see if this works and it doesn't yell at me. It'll take me a few minutes because my camera is back and it's upside down and backwards. All right, hang on. Oh, bummer. So it didn't come down far enough for you guys. That's still backwards. Wonder why. Oh, I know why. Hold on. I have to, this is going to take some finagling. I know, it's yelling at me now. Saying I can't rotate my phone. All right, let's see if that fixes it. Yay! That fixed it. I can't. Give me a few minutes to adjust. Get it a little closer. And straighten it out. I love it when it's so far behind. There were so many, Pam, that said they were ready to go back to Orlando. All right, let's see. Does that work? I may be too close now. Pull it down a little bit. Let me pull it up a little. Sooner or later, I'll get this thing marked so I know how far down to come. I think I might have it. All right. Under an electric blanket. Wow, that's one way to solve it. Okay, these were the make and takes. There was one more, And I don't remember how the card went together, so I have to figure that out, and I'll share that later. But the first thing we did was this little box. This is like a pizza box that we sell. They had it stamped with Happy Father's Day. And I just took one of my stamps from one of my sets and stamped for you. It needs some other stuff around it, but I don't need a Happy Father's Day. So I just changed it and modified it, but that's a little pizza box that we did. They had about 1,500 demos in a room with maybe 40 big shots, and this had to be cut out and this had to be cut out. So that was interesting. All right, then we did this one, and this is a new set with matching framelits, and then these had to be cut out. I mean, it was unbelievable. I was just looking to see how you're talking about Black Friday sales. I said, what can you find? Okay. They also had stamped the background with the stamp in the soft seafoam. I brought mine home and stamped it with crumb cake because I just didn't like the looks of the soft seafoam on the crumb cake. So there's another one. And this one is a new set, and this is the one I'm using tonight that we did. And again, my sentiment is stamped crooked. But this is the DSP for the two of them and some dots with it. And this is the new, they have a new card base that they're going to be selling. And it has matching envelopes. So it's this card base. And they also have a smaller one. Hi, Joyce. This is actually a 4.5 by 6.5 card. So you could mail this, but it is larger than our regular cards. I was in line forever too, Pam. That's because everybody took the whole tables up and did it. So with that, all right, let me get started with some shares. So it's all laid out on the floor over here for me. This is the new Occasions catalog. I can show you the cover. I can't show you what's inside per Stampin' Up! Directions, but you'll see quite a few things, and if you kind of look around, you'll see some things that I may not share with you because I can't, or I don't have them because I couldn't pre-order. I can only pre-order certain things, not everything in this. Yes, the color is very pretty, and the stuff inside is this same color. It's that bright, fresh spring colors. So there's that. Now, one of the things that I won in Prize Patrol was the Gingham Gala 6x6 Designer Series paper. And since I won that, I had to get the Butterfly Gala stamp set, which are new butterflies, and a matching punch. The two butterflies are connected, so you stamp at one time and you punch both at the same time. I did use, I think it was this one on a card I've got coming up, a little note. Might even be tonight. I don't know. There's no sentiment on the one tonight. And then they also have these adhesive back sequins, and there's flowers and circles in there, which is kind of nice to have some flowers. So that's one suite, and I didn't get everything in this suite. I was limited what I could order. All right. Another suite that we have is called Beauty Abounds, and I did use this one on a card for next week on my blog. It's one of my videos, and I got to get into this because Wait till you see these Thinlits. They're butterflies. And just look at this. Oh my gosh. And this one, if I can get it off, I haven't had a chance to put it on a magnetic sheet. This is all one piece. So you can do this out of your card front and put paper behind it and have it colorful. And then there's all these other little tiny ones here. This one interests me more than anything else. So I did get that. And you see a bunch of those on the cover. So, I don't think this was part of a suite. I think it was just a bundle. So there's that one. This was a stamp set that we got in our box. Oh, when we arrived. All of our stuff this year was put in a box rather than in a bag. They usually put it in a bag, but our bag they gave to us later. Or was it? They gave us a bag at some time. I don't think it might have been in the box. I don't remember. Okay. And then this was the make and take that we were supposed to do there. It's a note card. And I brought it home to do. I didn't do it there. All of mine, my make and takes, I bring home and put together. I don't like, they use snail, and snail falls apart in my house, so I just use this. This one is a cool birthday set. They have this stamp, and it's not big. It's not a big one. See? It's a small one. So, second sheet for what, Jenny? I already used this one. Life's too short to say no to cake. I used that one. I think it's going to be on my blog. I'm looking at the card. It might be on the blog Sunday. I don't know. Oh, the dies. Was there a second sheet to the dies? Did I miss it? Oh my gosh, yes I did. Thank you, Jenny. See, look, I didn't even see it. There's another second sheet. I was so excited we got butterflies. So look, 2 of them to do the front. Thanks. I had to go back and show you that. I love the butterflies. I will be putting that on magnetic sheets because if not, they'll be bent. All right. So there's that. Let me see. The rest of this is all, they were a la carte. They weren't part of a group or bundle. So I ordered the Incredible Like You. I like this flower. Hopefully it'll turn out. And I love the sayings in this one. So there was that. This one is the one I won in Prize Patrol, and there's a good story behind this. It's not one of my favorite sets, but we'll see. I may end up using it. Janet Wakeland did this one, and her mother is suffering with Alzheimer's, and she said that often people, they don't have any stamps that you can use for Alzheimer's, so she used the ribbon to go along with Patty Bennett's one. I think this one fits. I think Patty's has a die, but if not, they coordinate anyway. But this is, let's see. This is her family. This is her mother, and this is her. And I can't remember who she said this, but this is all based on the fact that her mother is going through Alzheimer's, and this was, you know, done for her, so that people have some stamps that they can use to send to people who are suffering with some form of cancer or other fatal disease. This was another one, and this is the new Cling stamp set. Now, the rubber, like we used to have and used to call Clear Mount. Oh, her kids, yeah. With this one, they have done some work with the cling on the back of this, and supposedly it's supposed to be sturdier, but you have to be very careful when you put this on. Once it goes on, it's stuck down good. And then when you take it off of your block, you have to pull from the corner or you will rip your stamp. Needless to say, I'm not doing this till I know other people have done it and have figured out all the tricks. So I am not going to put mine on the backing. It'll still stick to my block. We now have an old olive linen thread, which we got to play with, which was fun to have rather than just the, I guess the crumb cake wallet one that they always have. And then this is part of the Valentine suite, and I did not order anything but the paper for it. Let me move this and I can show you some of the paper. There's this piece and there's the back. I'm thinking there's a stamp set that goes with it. There's this piece that I love, and that's the back of it. There's this piece that I love, and I'm thinking, good point, Pam. It might not come off. That's the reason why I'm not putting it on there. I'm thinking we have a stamp, unless it's a retired one that's similar to this. I just have to go, and I know we've got, this one is in Share What You Love. I think there's something similar to it in there that you could use with it. And there's the back of that one. There's that one that you saw. There's this one. And here's the back of that with the hearts. So it's Valentine's. This one. I will be looking for stamps that I can use this with, because I just love using my paper with other stamps. There's this one on the back. This one has hearts, and there's framelits that match it, and the way they've set this up is you can actually use the framelits to cut out these individual pieces all at once. So if you cut this strip, you can cut out these two at the same time, and then these two at the same time. They've left enough space between them to do that. And then there's the back of that. That one I'll use for the girls. I think I'll use the Postcard Pals or something like that and put it on there. So that paper is called All My Love Designer Series paper. And now on to, I'll show you this. This is the Bloom by Bloom, which I'm using tonight, and I'm specifically using this stamp and this stamp. But we also got the Happiness Blooms Enamel Dots, and this is the paper that goes with it, and it's called Happiness Blooms. And I'll show you this paper. Yes, Pam, does that heart punch work in this? That'll be interesting to see. If it does, yoo-hoo! All right, but there's the front, and there's the back of that one. All right, there's this one, which I love the color of this. Something about it just draws me. And there's the back. There's the front of this one. These are more your brights with this one. And this one I think has, there are 4 mini flower punches, and I believe they coordinate with this paper and punch out some of these. And then the back's the dots, and then there's this one. This one reminds me of a die that we had years ago. And there's the back of that, and there's that, and that. So there's lots of things you can do. And then I have some celebration things to share with you. I would have to check that out, Pam, and let you know. Celebration is starting up, and this is the Celebration catalog, and a lot of the images in here and things in here coordinate with suites in the other in the occasions catalog. All right, we have some butterfly wooden pieces. I want to play with using my ink on them to color. And I got this one. It was such a riot at convention. The person who was demonstrating it used this one and put them together side by side, and you can imagine where this hand fell. The whole audience went crazy. They were just, oh my gosh, crazy. This is another Kling stamp set, but I got this one for the girls. And I haven't opened this one, so I will. This is called, I just loved the paper in here. I'm crazy about butterflies anyway, but it's Botanical Butterfly. And the best thing about it is the back is black and white. So you have this, and then on the back you have black and white. I just think that's, and you can always color this if you want, but I just think this paper is so pretty. And I can't wait to use it. And it goes with that, the Gala one, the Butterfly Gala. So there you go. There are some sneak peeks for you. So what do you think, ladies? Do you like them? All right. Are you ready to get started? Here's the card we're going to make tonight. And this was actually a sketch I saw online. And I thought, oh, that would be cool. And I thought this shape would be perfect for it. Now, you could do it this way if you wanted. You would just have to cut your background paper differently. The way I cut it, I did it this way. But I'm going to show you how you can get a rectangle. What I did to see if this would work is I had a scrap piece of paper sitting here, and it was, what is it, 3 3/4 by 5. So I found the center of the 3 3/4, which was 1 7/8, and then the 5 is 2 1/2, and I put a mark. And then I drew a line all the way around, and I kind of laid my stamp on there because I wanted to make sure the stamp was going to fit, and it did. So I knew I could do what I wanted to do. So the first thing I'm going to start with is my white paper, which is, okay, did it fall off? Oh, darn. This one is the same. This card was the same. I may have to cut a piece real quick. I had everything I needed. Is it under here? Dang. I think there's a ghost. Oh, here it is. Nope, that's not it. Let me cut one real quick. Okay, and I'm going to show you how easy this is to do. But you're going to need, I know I had that because now I can't find my, I swear I had everything laid out, ready to go. And I can't find my ruler, which was my clear ruler. Oh, there it is. And there's my ruler and my pencil at least, so I have that. All right, so what I did was I took the 5, because we don't have any framelits that you could do for this, and I marked it at 2 1/2. And then this one was 3 3/4. All right, so it's 1 1/2 and 1/4, so 1 7/8. And I did this on all 4 sides. So let me get my last one marked. It helps if you have a ruler that has those other pieces. Then what you're going to take and do is you're going to take your trimmer and you're going to put it in, and where the dot is on the top, you want to put it in the cutting track, and where the dot is on the bottom, put it in the cutting track. Make sure it's lined up and cut it off. Then you take this dot, put it in the cutting track, this one down here, and you have to kind of play with it a little. Cut it off. Then you take this one and this piece and cut it off. And then you do the 2 corners like so. And then you get your diamond. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp. Hi, Barbara. All right, so I'm going to take my, and I did stamp off on this because I wanted it not as dark. So I may not have stamped off the green. No, I did. It's not as dark. All right, but I will tell you, you want to do the flower first. I did the same thing as I was doing this. And the reason you want to do the flower first, so you make sure you get your flower top in there. And it's not, because this is a little longer than it needs to be. Oops, stamped off too many times. So then you put this on, and see, part of the stem doesn't come off, but you want the whole flower on there. So then you have that. And it would stamp better with the mat underneath. Now, I wanted a layer. And you could put this down there and cut around, but not me. I use my handy dandy ruler again, and this is 5 1/4. So 2 1/2 is half of 5, and you have a 4th, so you need an 1/8. So it'd be like 2 5/8. This is 4 inches because it's just a 1/4 of an inch bigger than the piece that I had. So 2. And then this one would go back to 2 5/8. And then this one comes back at 2. All right, and then you're going to pull out your trimmer and do the same thing. All right, take the dot, put it in the cutting track, and it's got to be right in the center. All right, and cut off the one side. Put this piece and the dot down here in the track so that it'll cut it off. And I'm going to come this way, and the reason being, I was lucky the other time. There's a point here. It can mess up your paper. So start from the bottom where there isn't a point. It's a solid piece. And cut up, and then we just have to put the last 2 points together and we get our diamond like so. There we go. This piece then goes on here, and see how you have that nice border all the way around? So we're going to add that to our card base, to our panel. Now I'm going to take my card base and I'm going to give it a good crisp fold. And I'm going to take my paper and add my glue. I have to tell you guys a story. So last night at 2 o'clock in the morning, Bijou's going crazy, barking and going crazy and everything else, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. Then I heard a noise, and I listened. Oops, almost put that on upside down. Somebody had a key to my apartment and was coming in my door. I had put the chain up, so I guess they realized somebody was home, and they changed their mind or whatever. Scared the bejeebies out of me. Needless to say, I called 911. Had the police here. They're going to put me on their patrol, so I'm feeling better. And I went to the leasing office. I'm looking for my dots, and they changed my lock today. So, all right, well, let me put these on, and I'll keep looking for my dots. I mean, I live here by myself, so I wasn't real thrilled with the fact that somebody was trying to get in. And it was interesting because the policeman said he was really surprised. He says, we never have problems from this area. He says, we've been out here once or twice, and it's because of a kid who lives in the apartments who ran away. But that's it. Oh, there are my dots. There they are. So, I'm feeling a little bit better because I have new keys, a new lock tonight. They said they change them out all the time, so I don't know if it was somebody else. You know, they said that they switched the locks around, so somebody has a key. And I'm taking my backs off. And it just happened to be for the apartment that I was in. You know, a copy that they had made or whatever. But I'm glad they did, because I'm going home next week, or this weekend, to Jess's for the holiday. And it was like, will I come back to an empty apartment? I'm hoping not. Shouldn't be now, since they changed the lock. So we'll see. If somebody comes in here tonight, I'm not going to be happy. Okay, now that I've got my backs off, I want to put this down in the center. And if you want a sentiment on this, you can. And then, because this didn't match up perfectly for me, I just pulled out my dots and added some dots. And I started adding some others. And I thought, this is actually Calypso Coral. So I took a big dot. And you know you're supposed to do things in odd numbers. So I put that one on. And I put, of course now it's not going to cooperate. Oh, there it goes. Then I did this one. And I did this one. I hate getting these things off. I should be doing it this way. There we go. But this to me looked funny. So I knew I had to add some at the bottom, and since they have to be odd numbers, why odd numbers, Jenny? It's pleasing to the eye. The eye prefers odd numbers. Isn't that funny? Somebody somewhere has done that study. So always use odd numbers on your embellishments. And this does work better if you bend it. And it kind of pops up a little on one side, then you can pick it up. And there you go. Look at that. What do you think, ladies? This one looks darker than that one. Not hard at all. And this really isn't hard. It just takes some time and some practice. That's the reason why I made my template. To see if it would work, because I also wanted to make sure it would fit on the card front. But there you go. So, all right, now the fun begins. Here we go. Let's see if I can flip it around and get it up. I'm holding it right now. I want to get it in the holder. I love that paper too, Barbara. It's really pretty. So, there's something about it. Sometimes there's paper that grabs you, and I just really liked that one. It's going to be available January 2nd, I think it is. Is that what the date? Let me find my catalog. Down here on the floor with everything else. I just throw stuff on the floor. Let's see, when can you start to order? It is from January 3rd to June 3rd. So I will be sending all my peeps back in Maryland their catalogs through the mail. I will tell you, Jenny, there are some more shape dies in here, but not diamond. That's all I can say. But yes, so, and that's the reason kind of why I kind of pointed to the cover, if you get my drift without saying anything. So, but there you go. So, if any of you do not have a demonstrator and you would like a catalog, please let me know. I will be glad to send them to you. Most of you that are in here are my customers or demos yourself, and you know, so you'll get it anyway. But if anybody else that sees it, just let me know. Send me a message, and I'll be glad to send you one, because I'm getting ready to put my order in. I won't finalize it till towards the end of the month, so that I make sure I get everybody. So, but I am pretty tired because after 2 o'clock, because I didn't sleep much. Yeah, Jenny, I can't wait for next month either. There won't be an online one, Nancy, until January. But once I place my order, you will actually get your catalog sometime in December. So I'm going to let all of my people know when I send them out. And if you don't get them, I want to know about them, because they've had problems with some areas before. I've never had a problem at home, but I've always passed them out. So if you don't get it, let me know, because I'll call Stampin' Up! And they'll resend it. But I always check with my people and make sure they get it. Oh, can you see the whole catalog, Jenny, now? I thought it was just the pre-order. Oh, no, maybe the whole catalog is on there. Yeah, that's right. They waited till after on stage. We got first peeks, which is an advantage to going. So, yes, everybody loves the shaped dies, because we all use shapes all the time. So, you know, frames and everything else. So, anybody got any questions before I sign off? I appreciate you guys coming in. I have to tell you, I got a phone call from Stampin' Up! I've been a demonstrator since 2005, I think it is. Yeah, 2005. So I've been a demonstrator for 13 years. And this past year, I went over the it was in October, over the $100,000 sales mark. I was ecstatic. I wanted to walk at on stage, because I don't know, the next one's in April, and it's close. It's in Charlotte, North Carolina. But I don't know when I'm going to Florida, to Walt Disney with the girls. I do have swaps, Jenny, that I'll share. Next week is Thanksgiving, so I won't be on then. What I might do is I'll be at my daughter's next week, and there's not going to be anybody there Monday and Tuesday, so I might do a Facebook Live real quick and just share a bunch of them, and then they'll be up even if you don't see it. So be looking for it. I think you get notice about it. But that way you can see I did a fancy fold swap. These were organized swaps. A fancy fold swap and a black and white with a pop of color swap. And then I did 75 general swaps. So I have about 100 cards. All right. I'm going to say goodbye, guys. Thanks for stopping in. I so appreciate it. And I'll see a few of you next week. Bye.